I just wanted to make this video to kind of record um, some key things from today that I learned. Um, one of the things that I've learned is uh, through different people, um, God's telling me to slow down, quit rushing, quit running, basically, because He knows I've been pushing the pace. He watches me. So I'm like going to different things after one after the other, bam, bam, bam. Like no time to recover, you know. So, and he knows I've been doing that, and he kind of just wants me to like slow down. You don't need to run, you know. So basically, but that's just the way I am, you know. He knows I'm getting antsy. I am. I'm getting antsy, you know. At this point, I'm pretty antsy, you know. I've been going at a slow pace, I feel, for years and years and years. You know, there's no result. There's nothing, you know. So I'm just like, let's just plow through this and call it a day. That's how I am. Just like, but something I was told that I think was key as well today is like, I shouldn't put all the weight on Jesus to heal me himself. I shouldn't put it all on him. You know how in the Bible he says to people, "Your faith made you whole." I guess that's what he's telling me. Like my own effort and faith will make me whole on my end, you know. So I'm like, all right. So you want me to be the Son of God and heal myself, basically? Okay, you know. So all right. That's kind of what I got from today. It's like Jesus showed people how to heal themselves, basically. Use what's out there in the universe, or I don't know what I mean. Something to for that person to, I guess that's what it means. But your faith made you whole. Like the person on the receiving end made an effort. You know what I mean? So it made me think, you know. Another thing that made me think, like, I might just be dealing with like a story in my mind, you know, that I think I need to be healed all the time, you know, just that story, you know, and I'm fine as is. That's another thing I got from today. I'm just fine as is. I really am, you know. At this moment, I'm fine as is, and that's what I feel like God was trying to tell me. I'm fine as is right now, you know. Don't need to change anything really. So it's another thing I got from today. And another thing that was interesting, and I struggle with, and I admit this, but this is true, and I really feel this. I should see myself just as important to God as Jesus is important to God. I should see myself like that and believe it as truth. No bullshit. Because maybe it is true. I don't know. Because he knows I have, you know, basically I felt like I was in the shadow of Jesus most of my life. I was just a forgotten person. You know, Jesus was in the limelight. You know, for most of my life, I was just in the shadows, forgotten. And God knows that. So I feel like he really wants me to believe. And maybe it's true. Maybe I am just as important to God as Jesus is important to God. Maybe I am. It's possible. I don't know. Only God knows for real. But he wants me to believe it to be true. Because because he knows, uh, I have no self-esteem with, comparing myself to Jesus. I'm one of the few people that have seen what Jesus can do, like really do. I don't measure up, and I know that. You know what I mean? So, but even though I don't measure up in abilities and all that stuff compared to Jesus, I'm still just supposed to see myself just as important to God as Jesus is important to God, and like believe it for real, like 100% believe it. I'm just as important to God as Jesus is important to God. I have to believe it, even if it's not true. I have to believe it to be true. I have to, or I won't make it. I know I won't. My confidence is not that high. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm always trying to pass the buck to Jesus. Always. I'm like, why doesn't he do this? He's the golden child. I'm like thinking like God the Father is like the narcissist parent, and like Jesus is the golden child, and I'm the scapegoat child. That just clicked to me just now, because that's how I saw it most of my life. I really did. Like I really did, because I felt like I was the forgotten kid of God. I really did. All the limelight was on Jesus most of my life. All the spotlight, year after year after year after year, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Not Adam, Adam, Adam. You know what I'm saying? And God knows that. I was the forgotten one all around. Not just in my family of origin, not just in religion, I was forgotten, but in God's family, I was forgotten. You know what I mean? All around, I felt forgotten. In all angles, I was forgotten. And God knows that. You know what I mean? So, but it seems like I'm important to God because I'm still alive, So, seems like even if I'm not so important to myself, it seems like I'm important to God still, There's like signs all around this. There's like signs all around this town that say, "You matter, you belong," And I always catch those signs, to boost me up. Oh yeah, I matter to somebody, you know. you know. There's signs all over this town that say, "You matter, you belong," for people like me, with low self-esteem, basically, that feel forgotten by everybody. Those signs are for us, You matter, you belong. Even if the people don't believe it, God wants me to see those signs, I know he does. I catch them every time. You matter, you belong signs, all around this town. So, but anyways, but that's true. Like, I've always felt like I was in the shadow of Jesus my whole life. 100%. God knows it. That's why I was trying to outdo Jesus. That's why I was trying to outsuffer Jesus. I wanted God to know that I matter too. You get what I mean? Like you watch the wrong son get messed with. You watch the wrong son get abused and not do anything. I wanted, this is 100% true, and God knows it. I wanted God to notice me. 100%. To the point where I was trying to outsuffer Jesus. No bullshit. It's 100% fact. I tried to outsuffer him. God knows it. I tried. And I almost believed it. And God allowed me to think that I outsuffered him for a period of time. I'm like, I outsuffered Jesus. You know what I mean? Like he really let me believe that. That's how good God is to me. To make me feel like I accomplished that. You know, that's a huge accomplishment. To think that, in my neck of the woods, you know, you outsuffered the guy that everybody praises all around you your whole life. Everybody worships, praises Jesus this, Jesus that. You outsuffered him. That's huge to me. Huge. you know, like that's right. I did. And God knows it. Even if He was the only one that knows it, I outsuffered him because no one came to repair me. No one came to save me. So there is no Jesus. I outsuffered him. That was what I was trying to do. God knows it. That's how mad I was at God. You know, not only did I join the opposition, I tried to outsuffer Jesus himself. 100% I tried. And that's why I thought there was no God, because there was a period where there was no one came to save me. And no one came to help me. So I'm like, I outsuffered him. I guess. But yeah. Anyways, that's why I say, like, the suffering that Jesus had to go through to outsuffer me, trying to outsuffer him, is insane. You know what I'm saying? Not only did he have to suffer as much as me, he had to suffer to the point where he could repair me. You know what I'm saying? On the healing road. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's crazy about all this. But I really just wanted everybody to know. I really did. Like, just before I died, just like, I outsuffered the person you worship. I outsuffered them. Fuck you guys. To my family. I outsuffered your God. Fuck you. That's how mad I was at everybody. That's how mad I was at everybody. My family, God, for doing nothing. My family for abusing me. That's how mad I was at everybody. Just like, I outsuffered the God you worship. Fuck you. I'm out of here. And God knows it. So, but obviously I didn't. Because I'm still alive. I know I am. I'm probably the only person that tried to outsuffer Jesus. Like mean it. Like, try for real. 100% effort. No bullshit. I think I'm the only person that's ever tried. I think so. Like, a real effort, like 100%. Like, total destruction of self till there's nothing left of me. And only God knows if I am the only one that's tried that's ever walked the earth. If I'm the only one that's tried to outsuffer him and mean it. Like, really try. 100%. Try many, 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 many things to destroy yourself. So, but anyways, that's in the past, hopefully. but anyways, but that's really what I want. I just wanted God to know that I exist also. It's really what it was about. Like, I exist too. Not just Jesus. I exist. Me. Myself. Standing alone. I exist. Notice me. Because I didn't feel like he noticed me or acknowledged me growing up. knows that. So my whole life I've just been mad, stewing, just like I can't believe no God intervened. My whole life I was like that. I want to pay back at God for that, my family was doing all this bullshit, but in my own world, I'm trying to outsuffer Jesus and try to take God down for real in my world, And it wasn't even a made up world. It was legit, God knows it. The opposition found me. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't made up. So I don't care who says there's no devil, no Satan. There is. I don't care who says there isn't. But anyways, enough of that nonsense. But I'm trying to take care of myself. It takes effort to self-care. That's what I noticed today. It takes constant effort to do self-care, to the point where I'm like, this is so hard to keep doing self-care every day, over and over and over. And I'm like, for what? There's nothing around me. What am I doing self-care for? I got no friends around me. What am I doing self-care for? Who cares? But God really wants me to care for myself despite that, love myself despite that. There's like nobody around to even impress, but do self-care anyways. All right. But I don't know. But yeah, he's like, don't rush, don't run, he knows he knows I don't have enough confidence to do a real big purpose, like a real purpose for him, like, for fuck's sakes. I tried to outsuffer Jesus, so I'm fucking burnt, I'm burnt out, from that. I've never recovered from that. He knows it. You know what I'm saying? Even though I've tried, I haven't recovered from it. So I'm like burnt out to the point where like I can't even do any purpose for you, God. Hopefully what I'm doing in videos and the Christian church and what other stuff I do in real life is enough, because I can't heal, I can't repair myself. I'm burnt out. Like my body feels like I'm burnt out. Being around people all the time, like going to Christian church, kind of jolts me. It affects my body, but I'm like pushing through it. I'm like, fuck it, I'm not gonna isolate. I'm gonna try to help God out. I'm not gonna just isolate and hide. Fuck that. That's what I decided. I'm like, I'm not gonna hide anymore. I don't care anymore. I'd rather stare the enemy in the eyes. Even if they take my energy, I don't care. That's what I've come to. I'm like, I don't care. I'm still gonna do what I want to do. Help God out, even if the enemy's among the Christians. So I'm sure it is. I'm sure there's narcissists in the Christian world, 100%. Wherever there's gatherings, there's narcissists. That's what I learned growing up with my family. With narcissist parents, wherever there's gatherings, there's narcissists, 100%. So I know that. So I'm going in enemy territory. Even at a Christian church, I know it's enemy territory. It could be enemy territory as well. And I know that. I'm not an idiot. So I'm always like on guard, paying attention, So, but I'd rather see them in the eyes rather than just hide, somewhere else. And that's what I've come to, and God knows that. So that's why I'm just going to, and I have become more confident and comfortable around people. I have been doing this. I'm like, I don't care anymore. Like, I don't care if they're all psychopaths. I don't care. I don't care. That's what I've come to. I don't care if they are all psychopaths in that Christian church or whatever. Probably not, but You know what I mean? That's the point I've come to. I'm like, I don't care about that, you know. So, um, so God knows I've kind of like accelerated things, you know, to my own detriment, kind of. You know, it's kind of affected my body, you know. Being around people a lot does affect me. So, but it's not as bad as it used to be. But I feel like I've gotten more tolerance, you know, to be around people by doing this, like pushing myself around people over and over and over and over and over. I have more tolerance, you know, to be around people, you know, more. And I think that's what God wants. He wants me to be able to be around people without problem. You know what I mean? Without any problem, be around people. You know, all the time, no matter where I am, just be fine. You know. So. Anyways, so that's kind of what I've been told today. It's just like, I'm fine just as I am. I'm right where I'm supposed to be. It's almost like God, this is true. It's almost like God is training me and teaching me day by day, slowly, you know, Himself through many ways, you know, teaching me, training me, you know, guiding me. You know, don't run, don't rush. You know, like he's like very intricate. You know, bam, bam, bam. You know, like each step of the way, he's like training me in a way. You know, to become what He wants me to become, like mold me more. You know, and instead of my natural self that just wants to charge in and be done with it, you know. But I've always been like that. I just want it to be over, you know. Okay, yeah. Everyone's been prepared for the second coming, you know, by me. Now can I go home? God knows I'm like that, you know. I don't even want to stick around for if the second coming comes. I don't want to stick around. Like, I just want, if I'm supposed to prepare people for something, I want to, you know, do it, get it done. If Jesus comes, that's my turn, you know, like giving me the baton to get out of here. Jesus takes over. I'm out of here. You know, that's kind of how I am. God knows that. You know, because I'm kind of assuming just what God wants. You know, it's all about prepping people for the rapture or the second coming. It's all about prepping people for that, you know, or something. And God knows I just wanted to get it going, you know, get it done, prepare people, and then Jesus comes, does the rapture, does the second coming, whatever. My job's done. You know what I'm saying? Once that happens, my job's done, and I can go. You know, God knows I think this way, but the plan that I think is going to happen isn't going to happen, and that's what scares me. Which means I'm in for a longer haul than I first thought, basically, than I first anticipated. I'm in for a longer haul, stretch, no doubt about it, than I anticipated. Like even if the rapture happens, I'm still going to be on the earth. Even if the second coming happens, I'm still going to be on the earth. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what happens in that regard. I'll still be left on the earth, and I know that, and that pisses me off, you know. You know. You know. But I'm trying to make the best of it. you know, I went to a basketball game today, so try to make the best of my time on the earth. Go and watch sports that I like to watch. Probably no accident that I learned about that today. I'm like, oh, basketball game's going on. I think I'll go to that. Probably God put that in my way, in my path. And I saw the band there. I used to be in the band, play the trumpet and everything. So I saw the band there, playing at the basketball game. I saw the band. Some guy came up to me, he's like, are you the bus driver out there? I'm like, no. No, I'm not the bus driver. So that was interesting interaction, kind of got me out of my head, excuse me, sir, are you the bus driver? Nope. I guess I look like a bus driver or something. But anyways. It was a pretty interesting day. So the things I got out of today was I'm supposed to really believe that I'm just as important to God, the Father, as Jesus is important to God, the Father. Equally important. I know that's a big fucking statement for all of us. You know what I'm saying? That God sees me just as important to him as Jesus is important to him. The man on the cross. The man that did the cross thing. I just laugh because they're listening to me. I know it. Jesus is, and the Father. They hear me when I'm talking, and so I could kind of feel them like nudging me and laughing. I'm serious. I told you, I swear they think I'm funny. They do. Doesn't matter what I say. It's funny to them. Seems like. Just like, oh, it's Adam being funny. Trying to be funny again. Being his funny self. Yep, that's me. But anyways. That's what's kind of hit me. Like, it did hit me today when I was driving. I've had my time in the sun. I've had it. I've been in the sun. When I say sun, like in the spotlight for a little while. With YouTube, more than almost 4,000 people are subscribed. I've been in the sun. You know what I mean? The limelight. And I think that was God's intention to make me in the limelight, not Jesus, me. You know what I'm saying? I'm being dead serious right now. Me in the limelight, in the sun, because he knows I wasn't in the limelight. Most of my life, he knows I wasn't. So he's like, the limelight's on me now, And I'm like, I've had my time in the sun. Like I can just die happy now, And like, but in my mind, I'm like, this is no joke. Even though I've had my time in the sun, the limelight, on this channel, God wants to keep extending this. You know what I'm saying? I'm serious. I'm like, holy shit. He wants to keep dragging this out, keep going. You know what I'm saying? Not just you got your limelight, then okay, you did enough. Jesus can take over now. None of that. It's still going. You know what I'm saying? Me in the limelight now, still. You know what I'm saying? And I've been in the limelight enough. I don't even care about it. anymore. I'm like, I don't even have a family, or I have nothing in the real world. I'm like, the limelight doesn't even matter for shit. you know, not like I thought it would. That's what I said. I don't even have a wife or kids or nothing. I have nothing still. The limelight doesn't mean shit. you know. And that's what I was like. That's what I was feeling today. I'm like, it doesn't even fucking matter about any limelight. I'd have nothing, substantial in my opinion that's worth anything. So what does it matter? So seriously, it's just like, what profiteth a man if he gains the whole world? Limelight. He loses his own self, in the process. He has no life, and that's what I realized. But at the same time, I feel like God wants me in the limelight still, even if I don't want to be in the limelight anymore. You know what I'm saying? Seriously, I'm like sick of it. It's like, it's tough. It's tough to respond to all the comments. It's tough. It's 100%. It's work. It's tough. The comments do help, though, for sure. I think it helps everybody, the comments do, on this road, me included, because God knows this is a hard road. I don't know if it's a hard road for everybody, but it's a hard road for me, for sure, because I didn't plan on walking this road, ever. God knows I'd never planned to walk this road. This is a surprise road. The last 10 years, especially the last 10 years have been a surprise. Over time, I was supposed to be dead 10 years ago. God knows it. In my mind, I was supposed to be dead. 6 feet under, done. God extended this, himself, I don't know. Wants to show the world how crazy I am, I guess. I shouldn't say that about myself. But anyways, I love myself. I love my body. I love myself. That's what I'm saying to myself now. I appreciate my body. Appreciate myself. So we're changing it up. So instead of hating my body, I love my body. Appreciate my body. That's what God wanted. Otherwise I wouldn't have gotten these new affirmations to say I love my body. I appreciate my body. Otherwise he would never have given me that through the professional. So anyways, but yeah, I was just like, I've been in the limelight. I've had my time in the sun. I'm just ready to be done. But God doesn't want it to be done. So it keeps going. God doesn't want it to be done. So it keeps going. The limelight. So that's when it's really hit me. It's just like I was like, I wonder if God was planning this all along from day one. This kid that thought he was ignored by God his whole life. Now God helps that kid later, puts him in the limelight so he's not ignored by anybody. Nobody can ignore this kid now. Not people on YouTube, not people in the real world, not people anywhere can ignore this kid anymore. That everybody ignored. That even felt God ignored. No one's going to ignore him now. That's what I feel is happening. I'm kind of like caving. I'm like, I can't handle all this. All eyes on me thing. I can't handle it from everywhere. You know? Now people in real life know I have YouTube and they see me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like intersecting in real life, you know, the people that see my YouTube. Not just people out somewhere else on YouTube. People in real life see my YouTube that I see in real life. You know, so it's like hitting me. I'm like, oh wow. You know, it's like reality's hitting me. You know, from the digital world to the real world, it's hitting me. And God knows it's discombobulating me. It's kind of making me like shut down. I'm like, holy cow. You know, two realities are hitting me now. You know, the real world and YouTube at the same time. They're hitting me at the same time now. They're intersecting, literally. You know, I'm like, it's a lot to handle. God knows it's a lot to handle. You know. He knows I struggle under pressure sometimes. Well, for sure I do. You know. But anyways, I can't think about that stuff, you know. I gotta keep doing my thing. You know. The videos are helping me, they're helping me, so I gotta keep doing it, you know. So despite what anybody says in the real world, you know. Or thinks in the real world. I don't care anymore. You know what I mean? I came to terms with that, like even if I can't be healed or whatever, I'm still gonna make videos, fuck it, you know. As long as I can, yeah. Like, I know they'll help somebody. That was the point from day one. I know they'll help somebody eventually, you know, that comes across it. You know, if they had a hell of a life like I did, the videos are going to help them 100%. You know, because I know from experience, most professionals don't get the scapegoating thing. You know, the hell I went through, they don't get it. No professional really does. So that's why the videos are important, you know, in a way, but in my opinion. But anyways, I do have my doubts, you know. God knows I have my doubts about a lot of things. I'm like, I don't know. I thought I'd be in top form by now, but, you know, more top than top form, but I'm not. I thought I'd be married by now. I'm not, you know. So God knows I'm kind of discouraged and I'm like pushing the pace. You know, like might as well just go guns blazing, you know. Do as much as I can in the Christian church, do as much as I can in other areas, you know. I'm just pushing the pace. You know. If it's over for me, I'm going to push the pace. You know what I mean? Because, you know what I'm saying? And I thought about this. Like, it could have been over for me the whole time. The whole time. So, might as well push the pace, you know? You know what I'm saying? But anyways, that line from Gears of War just came to my head. There's a line in Gears of War 3 when Cole, you know, he looks at a poster of him in his prime. You know, he was like in his prime as a football player, you know, the Coltrane, you know. And he's looking at it as an older man, you know, and he's all rugged soldier. And he's looking at this poster of him in his prime, and he's like, you ever feel like you died and nobody told you? That's kind of how I felt for a long time. Just like I felt like it's been over, but nobody told me it's over, you know. Basically, you know. So I might as well just go guns blazing and do do what I think will help God the most, even if it's over. That's how I think, and God knows it. Even though God doesn't think it's over, it's still hard for me to believe that. In the way I feel physically, it's hard for me to believe that it's not over at this moment. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, enough about that. One day at a time. That's key. One day at a time. Don't get too far ahead of yourself. Gotta remember that. Even if it seems slow, just keep going slow. Keep going slow. Don't rush. Don't run. That was the message today. Don't run. Which means you're pushing the pace too fast. That's what God's telling me. You're pushing the pace way too fast. Because He watches me. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyways. But another thing I learned today was like, I wondered if like some of the energy stuff is legit. You know what I mean? And I thought like, why can't Jesus and some of the energy stuff be legit? That's what I thought today. Because I feel like God was kind of trying to tell me that like there's some truth to I might be what I call spirit is energy too or something. I don't know. So I thought maybe there's truth to both what Jesus was teaching and what He knew, because I know Jesus knew way more than He taught. So maybe He knew about the energy stuff. That's what I thought about today. Maybe He did, and that's another way He healed people was with the energy stuff. Possibly. I'm not sure. I'm just assuming stuff, but that's what kind of another thing that hit me today. So it's like maybe they're both legit. Some of the energy stuff, and Jesus and the Bible as well. Both. Because I feel like I've experienced both realities. Both realities I've experienced in this life. The energy stuff and the love of Jesus. Both. So I'm like, maybe they're both legit. Possible. But I don't know. Who knows? I know there's gurus out there or people out there that think they know the whole truth and that it's only this. I know they're out there that tell you, that's not all truth. It's only this. I know that. I don't know. This is something I thought about. Because why can't I be a sovereign being, maybe energetic being as well, and Jesus being legit as well? Like I know, why can't they both be true? You know what I mean? I don't know. That's what I thought about today. Because it feels like God is keeping me in the energy world still at the same time as the Christian world. Both. He is. For some reason, I'm being in both worlds still, simultaneously. I am. And I'm like I'm learning stuff in one, then I'm learning the Christian teachings in the other. It's almost like He wants me to see both sides. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? The benefit of both, maybe. That's what I concluded today. There may be something to both, both sides of the coin, maybe truth to both sides of the coin, the energy stuff and Jesus himself as well. You know what I'm saying? Both. Maybe. I could be wrong. I don't know. But I just wondered why am I still being kind of guided and helped in the energy world as well? And I feel like God's helping me through that way as well. You know what I'm saying? It's weird. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm being helped in both worlds. Energy world and Christian world, both. Same time. Not the cult world, but the Christian world and the energy world, I'm being helped. But I know God uses any environment to help me. So even if it's false, I know that. So there's that as well. So, but anyways, that's mainly all the things I learned today. I just wanted to put it on record, for me to look back on, because I do have to believe that I'm just as important to God as Jesus is important to God. Equal importance. I know that's a big statement, huge statement, monumental statement. If it is legitimately true, like if it is true to God, that statement, it's huge. It's a huge statement. Huge. Think about it. Jesus and me, equal importance to God. Jesus himself and me. You know what I mean? Equal importance to God. Crazy statement. If it's true. Crazy statement, And I know that. But if it is true, and I believe it to be true, my self-esteem will go through the roof. It will, and God knows it. To feel like I'm as equal important as Jesus himself, my self-esteem will go way high. You know what I'm saying? Most of my life I thought I was less than Jesus. Most of my life I thought I was just a shadow of Jesus, and way in the distance. Literally. As far away from Jesus as possible. That's where I was. And God knows it. But anyways, I think that's good enough for this video. I said enough crazy things, I think. But I feel like that's, I take what's said to me in a day seriously. I really do. God knows that I pay attention to what's being told to me in a day. I pay attention because I feel like he's instructing me, bit by bit. God is, level by level, ascension by ascension. He's instructing me, like a father instructing his son. He really is. And I feel like he does that throughout each day. He does that. So I pay attention. He knows I pay attention, so I try to take what is said to me seriously. I do. So, anyways, because he knows I'm ready for that certain information. So that's when it's told to me, because I'm ready for it now, basically. That's pretty much how it's gone. So, but anyways, because he knows I can't handle all the information at once. Even though I want all the information at once, he knows it'll overload me. And I'll just be like, I can't do this. I can't walk this road. This is too much information. I can't. He knows that. That's why he said. That's why he's telling me, don't rush, don't run, slow down. Because he knows I'm getting overwhelmed as it is. What I'm doing already. He knows I'm getting bogged down. So, anyways, I think that's enough for this video. But yeah, I better call it a night. But I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for the support. If if you really are supportive, thanks for the support. I appreciate real support. So, and people that cut me down, I just ignore you. So don't care. You know, I have to keep going anyways. You know, it's not like cut downs will stop me. You know what I'm saying? You know, God doesn't care about cut downs.